So much for tuning in to watch another video. If you're new here, my name is Angela. I lost 200 pounds, fell in love with running, and now I'm trying to live the healthiest life I possibly can while being a mom. I haven't worked out since last Friday just because of things, family things, child getting sick, me kind of feeling like I was getting sick, and I have a half marathon on Sunday. Not really feeling like coming out here either, but it's Thursday, so I gotta get the body moving, because if not, Sunday it's gonna be a hot mess express. Wish I was running. Walking will have to do. Finished my run. We're just gonna call it a run, even though I can't really run. I've just been doing a whole bunch of walking. I've been a little bit injured, had a little IT band problem, which has now caused it. It's really hard for me to lift my leg and run. So a month ago, I didn't think that I would even be at this point. Like I said, I have a half marathon on Sunday, so I successfully did my 10K, the last race. I never posted the video. And then I took a week off. Then the week after that, I did 7 miles. Yeah, I think I did 7, and then I did 8. And the last weekend I did 9. 9 was the last workout that I've done in a long time. So, I don't know, I may not be running the half marathon, but I can definitely walk it, and I'm okay with that. Just so that I'm moving and getting better. So at least now I can go out for a walk and not even have like any pain, because that wasn't always the case. So I'm feeling good and positive about it. Still been keeping the time on my feet, but it's still very frustrating, you know. I want to be out running. I want to be doing those things, and my body is just not allowing me to do it. But I've been doing better with like my stretches and all of that, so I'm proud about that. Now I have to go do some things at my office because it's supposed to freeze tonight. Can you believe it? There's going to be a freeze in Southeast Texas in November. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I haven't vlogged in almost 90 days. Almost. Is that correct? Nah, maybe 2 months, like really like sat down and vlogged. It's been a minute. So updates on life right here. Actually no, let's talk about what this video is going to be. It is going to be like a little life updatey, a little run updatey, a little book updatey, because I never ever sat down and talked about last month, and October was an excellent reading month for me. But we're gonna catch up on the running and a little bit of life. So we're gonna start right now with the life update while I'm driving home, even though this kind of makes me nervous because I am, once again, the anxious driver. Life, I haven't vlogged or done anything like that, really. You know, like F1 was kind of like a vlog, but not really. I haven't sat down and done any of that because, like, to me, life has been boring. Vlogging hasn't been challenging me or like sparking any creative thing inside of me. So I just haven't really been doing it. So I think I need to change up a little bit how I'm doing my vlogs. But right now I kind of just need to get back in the habit of it. But also in the same respect, I haven't really been doing anything. I spend most of my day like sitting in front of a computer just typing, and that's not fun for anyone to watch. And the other half of my time has really been spent reading, or and spending time with the family. So like I haven't been leading like a very visually exciting life. I've been living a very fulfilled life. I'm not gonna say that I haven't. I've been happy, and we've been doing good. So, besides work, I don't really enjoy going to work or what work brings me. Work brings me a lot of anxiety, and like very anxious energy. And yeah, like today I got into it. If you don't know, I work with my mom, and we got into like a little spat right before I decided to go out running, and I just really needed to get out. My problem is that I am a fixer. Like, I feel like that I need to fix everything, that the weight of the world sits on my shoulders, and sometimes a little bit of that is actual reality. Like, the weight of the world does sit on my shoulders, and I do have to fix a lot of problems. So then I feel like I'm always in that type of mode, which automatically makes me a reactionary person. And so I'm a reactor, and I need to learn not to be that way. I'm still young, so I can still like not have those type of feelings. But I only feel like that I'm reactionary when I'm dealing with my mom. So this may be like really too deep or whatever, but I need to find the tools to not be that way. But all in all, besides that, my life has been good. I've been happy. We've been very, very busy. And yeah, that's where the road of life has taken me. So.
With the balance our genes, because otherwise when they are misaligned, it's pretty obvious that they are not good. If your genes is traditionally then you don't have to worry too much about this event. Next step is to unbutton your shirt. How many ingredients and genes to rise, lead rise, world rise, and how long your shirt is. The rule of thumb is section of your shirt. You don't have to tell in the back, but it's to check in the mirror to make sure the back also looks good. See, sometimes things can happen, so you do want to make sure this is without the back of your shirt, and make sure it's not flat, and it doesn't look messy. This is pretty happy now, tagged and
Good morning. This light is awfully bright, but I don't feel like that I'm lit. Good morning. So yesterday I did not continue my video because I was tired. So here we are. It's a new day. My child has her little Thanksgiving program today. So I had to go ahead and get ready. I really wanted to use this time to go get coffee, but I'm not. But I never ever talked about my books or my running stuff. So right now I'm going to take the time to go through some of my running things with you that I just got. So these are some running things that I got. Head sweats. I know they are currently having a buy one get one free visor thing that I think ends today, and I'm hoping to get this video up today. But like 2 weeks ago they had buy one get one free hats. The hat I had on yesterday in my run was one of the hats, and then I got, these are just like nice lightweight little knit hats. These are like my favorite hats for like distance running. So I got like this one. The other one had like a reflective brim on it, if you remember. I got this black and white one because I just needed a neutral hat because all of my hats are very like colorful, and sometimes you just need to have a neutral hat. I also got this one. It says "Why Not Now?" It's the same. This is the race cap. The race hat. Yeah. The Seaway race hat right here. I'll link everything down below. And I don't have a code. I'm not a Head Sweats ambassador anymore, but I know plenty of people that are, so I'll go ahead and link that down. I really just like them because they're lightweight. This one is also a race hat knit. And then I got this yellow hat right here. It doesn't have a tag on it. That's kind of weird. I wonder if somebody's already worn this hat. But yeah, it's just got like this nice floral thing on it. I don't know if you can see it. You can probably barely see that, but it's got nice floral, and it's the same way as the other hat. So I got those for buy one get one free. And I am gearing up for winter running rainy season. So I just wanted to be prepared because I don't want to like sign up for a race and then excuse me, all of a sudden it'd be like super rainy. So I went to Academy and I got this running coat. It came in, it's a raincoat, sorry, running raincoat. When you're looking for a running raincoat, make sure that it has like a wind flap in it, okay? So that it is letting the air come out the back. There are plenty of jackets that are advertised as running, but they don't have the wind flap or whatever. Like usually they're underneath the arms or they're in the back, just so that your body can breathe, because this material is going to retain a lot of heat. So especially if you're doing like some humid stuff. See, so like this one is pretty see-through. I've gone through a lot of running jackets, but I know what to look for now. It's got the hood. I kind of wish that this hood like tucked under. This is the Academy BCG brand. I love it because they have great stuff, but it's cheaper than traditional running stuff. But you know, I like this one. It's white, it's clear, it's got the little loop on it to tighten it. And then also it has pockets on the side. I can't get to them, but it's got pockets, which is very important to me when it comes time for running. So I think I paid something like $24 for this. $30. I paid $30 for it. And I feel like that this was a good investment for my running. So definitely excited about that. And I also got a running vest because it's going to get cold, and I actually think that on Sunday it's going to be cold, but I don't know what to wear, so I'm glad that right now I have some options. So I just got this vest right here so that I can just wear layers and still be comfortable. It is moisture wicking. This was $24.99, so I thought that this was a really good deal for this. And then I'm just going to wear like some layers underneath it. And of course it's got pockets on it. Pockets are very important to me because I run with the most stuff. So I got that. And lastly, I am doing something with Big Brave with turtle gloves, which this is pretty awesome. I've never purchased turtle gloves before because I don't know why not. Because, you know, I do have like cold weather running problems, but this is a hoodie. You see this? It's a hoodie running jacket, or you could just wear it like normally. It's actually a really nice material, and I got the gray one, but the sleeves, okay, have built-in mittens, okay? So it's got the little, you see this built-in mitten, And then you can just wear it like a hoodie, obviously, or you could just flip it over into a mitten. How cool is that? And the coolest thing is that you can still wear your watch and like not, because you know, during the winter, it's hard to like, you have all the layers on or whatever, but this one allows you to still see your watch without it like getting in the way. Like usually when I'm running during the winter, I have to put my watch on over my winter clothes. And so like this, I just thought was phenomenal. I will link it down below with a code so that you can buy this, but like it comes in different colors. Like I said, I got the gray. I think it also comes in red and orange, and I'm super, super excited to try this out. And I know they say that you shouldn't wear new things on race day, but I actually might just end up doing that. I don't know how cold it's gonna be. It sets a high of 54, and so I don't know. This might be good, but it's also, it might rain, so I'll have to see what my what I feel like is right. And lastly, I got a new pair of shoes. These are I'm usually a stability runner, but because I've been having problems with my IT band, I don't know, have I really talked about that? Yeah, I've had problems with my IT band, which has really gotten me down. Anyone who has had IT band problems knows that it can really like stop your running. But so I've been doing my walking and doing all that, but when I walk, I need a neutral shoe. So I got these new Asics Nimbus 24. I used to wear Nimbus back in the day when I first started running, before, you know, my gait got horrible. But these are very, very soft. I really like them. They do run a little bit narrow, I think, because they do kind of hurt my feet right here, and not even sized up. But other than that, they're very, very comfortable. So if you are interested in getting a Nimbus, maybe you should well, I also had on an ankle brace that I think was like also compressing, so that may have been a little bit of the problem. But yeah, they do run a little bit narrow, but I do like how cushiony they are. So those are all the new running things that I've gotten, which I think I've been in a desperate need of a refresh for my running gear, and I still need to get some things. So yeah, those are my running gear things, and I already talked about my running problems, so that's kind of where I am. I have a race on Saturday, and then I'm gonna do the Dallas half marathon in December, and then in January, of course, I'm doing Louisiana because that is my most favorite race. And this year, I'm doing it with Bib Ray, so I'm super, super excited about that. But you know, like my goal for this weekend is to cross the finish line. My goal for the next race is to be able to run a little bit of it, and then my goal for January is to be able to just run the best half marathon that I've run in a long time. So I feel like that those are attainable and that's realistic, and I just kind of have to meet myself where I am right now. And I feel like that it's just been a progression of this. I don't really do a lot of training videos, especially because I'm just in the moment of, I just need to go out and get it done. And doing the videos is sometimes kind of hard for me. And that's just where I've been lately. It's just like, I just need to go out there and do it. I don't need anything else blocking me from doing it. So I'm just thankful to be able to be active right now. That's all I can say. So anyway, I'm gonna go to the child's program, and then I'll come back and talk about some books, and this video will be over. All right, let's sit down and let's talk about the books that I read. So, I'm super excited. I've got my little graphic here. I put this on my Instagram, my Bookstagram that I have that I'm not doing a very good job of keeping up with. I'm not going to go like in depth with the books, but I do want to tell you about the books that I read in October because, you know, it's October, it's November 18th. So, hey, let's go ahead and get with it. And yeah, I'm super excited about the reading month that I had. So the first book I read was The Agathas by Kathleen Glasgow and Liz Lawson. Now, I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it. It was about a girl that has gone missing, but then comes back in town, and the mystery behind what actually happened to her. You know, people got upset that she kind of faked her disappearance, but now one of her friends goes missing, and she gets together with another girl, an unlikely friendship, and they get together to solve the mystery of what happened to her. So I really enjoyed this book. It was kind of like Veronica Mars meets Gossip Girl, kind of. I don't know. It was like, I don't know. It was a very good, entertaining book. It is also a YA book, but, you know, I loved every minute of this book. I said Veronica Mars meets Gossip Girl, but not really. It was like Veronica Mars meets Agatha Christie. It was just like a very like fun book. It had some very heavy subject matter in it for like a kid to like experience or whatever, but I really enjoyed the book. I thought it was well written. I was very interested in the story. I was very invested in the characters of Alice and Iris and just how they work together to build this unlikely friendship and solve a murder. So I really enjoyed it. The second book I read was In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, and I have to say that this book was all over Book Talk. Everyone was talking about it. This is such a great book. I've had this book on my TBR like the whole year, and I just didn't enjoy it. I hated it. So I feel like I was being generous here with giving it 2 stars, but like it's about a group of friends that were friends in college, and then one of them is mysteriously murdered. No one understands why or what happened to her. And then 30 or years later, they come back together for a college reunion, and then how their lives have intertwined basically goes to, you know, show what actually happened to Heather and everything. I don't like the bones of the book were good, but I don't know. It wasn't that great to me. And I feel like with this book, you either loved it or you hated it. And I'm definitely on the other side. But people have been raving about this book, and it just didn't hit for me. And I love a good mystery thriller, but this one just, I don't know. It was missing something. The characters, I didn't connect with any of the characters, especially the main character that we were supposed to be following. Like, I wasn't rooting for anybody here. I don't know. It just wasn't. They all just kind of seemed like not nice people. Even like who you are in college versus who you are as an adult is a little bit different, but I don't know. They just didn't seem like nice people, so I wasn't really invested in the characters. The third book I read was The Mysterious Benedict Society, A Perilous Journey. Of course, the previous month I read this, I started the series, and this is the second book in the series. I gave this one a 4. It wasn't quite as exciting. It was great to see the kids get back together. The gang's all here and everything. I really read this book because the second season of the TV show came out, and I wanted to like not get spoiled by the books with this. So, I mean, it was good. It was slow moving. The mystery wasn't as exciting as the first one, but, you know, it was great to see the kids back together. And, you know, I still love Constance Contrary. The next, I'm just going to talk about these as a series. I read the Inheritance Games, the series, and technically I finished the last book in November. I started it on Halloween, and then I finished it the day after. But I'm going to go ahead and include it here. So, The Inheritance Games, The Hawthorne Legacy, and The Final Gambit. It was about a girl, Avery, who inherits a whole bunch of money from some guy that she's never ever met. And, you know, everyone's trying to figure out why she was the one who was chosen to inherit the money. but like we're talking billions, you know, not millions, billions of dollars that she was left, and she had no idea why. She's not connected to this family in any way. That's what she, you know, so she was just trying to figure out, you know, why was she getting this money? But a condition of her getting the inheritance was she had to live in the house with the people that got disinherited for a whole year. And so throughout this time, we're trying to figure out, you know, why Avery got the money. And, you know, there were a couple of death threats on her life because obviously she had to stay alive to get the money for 1 year. So the books just travel along throughout her journey of inheriting the money and, you know, living her best life. And of course, there are the Hawthorne brothers, which are the grandsons of Tobias Hawthorne, who Tobias Hawthorne is the one that left the money. So there was Grayson, there's Nash, there's Jameson, and what was the other one's name? Oh, I forget what his name is. Jameson, Grayson, Xavier, and Nash. Okay, so, but then there's like a little love triangle that's happening, and, you know, it just follows through the book. So I gave the first book 4.5 stars because it set up the story very well and it left on a good cliffhanger. And then the Hawthorne Legacy took the story one step further. Now we're trying to figure out, I don't want to spoil too much, but the cliffhanger of book 1 was how she was entangled in with the family, and then that story was fleshed out even more in the second book. And then of course in the final gambit, which is the last book, which I only gave 4 stars, I don't feel like that it ended with a bang, but it was still good. Like the series as a whole was, I think everyone should read it. I think it was a good read, and I definitely recommend it. It's, you know, like, it's more mystery. It's not thrilling. It's more mystery, trying to figure out this and unravel the clues along with them. And then I also learned, I thought that was like the end of the series, but there is another book called The Brothers Hawthorne. I think that is coming out next year. So I guess that this is just going to be something that's going to continue on. But I do recommend reading those books. They were all over Barnes & Noble for a long time, and then they disappeared. But I enjoyed them. The next book I read was A Court of Mist and Fury, which was a continuation of the Acor series. So this was the second book. This series, I thought that it was like a brand new series, but the series was from like 2017, and I love it. Like, I love the fantasy. I love the world building. I love the characters. Like, these characters are so developed. The world is so developed. And I just want to know what's going to happen. How do I say this without spoiling? Okay, so this is just a continuation of the story with Farrah and Reese and Tamlin. She's trying to get her life back after almost dying, of all that stuff that happened with Amarantha. I don't want to give away too much, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have read these books. I don't know. I love the series. I love these characters, and so much stuff is crammed into these books. Don't get me wrong. These books are long. They are long, but they're totally worth it. Usually I can read a book like in a day and a half. These books take me like 4 days, but I really, really enjoyed this book, and it's kind of hard for me to sit down and talk about it now because I've already read the next book. So like, as a series, I can just tell you I read the third book this month in November, and it's amazing. So I do recommend reading these books if you're into fantasy books. There's a little bit of love happening, a whole lot of action. So I really recommend. The next book I read was The American Roommate Experience by Elena Armas. I guess she also wrote The Spanish Love Deception, which I didn't read. This came through on my library, on a library loan, so I just went ahead and read it, and I read this book very quickly. I loved it. I love meet cutes. I love like watching a slow burn of a relationship, and I mean, that's what makes romance books like so good, because like they just make you feel good about yourself. They make you feel all warm and fuzzy and all of that. I did enjoy this book. I mean, it was light, it was fun, it was an easy read. So I gave that 4 stars. The next book I read was Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. And this book was all over the place because of the Netflix thing. So I wanted to go ahead and read the book before I watched the Netflix thing. Let me tell you, I gave this book 1 star. I hated this book. I hated the characters. Ani as a character was, I don't know, non-redeemable for me. Like, I just didn't like her. I also couldn't tell if she was like a reliable narrator. So like everything that was coming out of her mouth, I didn't know if we could trust it or not. I don't ever think that it was meant to be written like that, but that's just how I felt. The people in Ani's life just didn't seem real. The subject matter of this book was really heavy. So this was not like a light, oh, fun read. This was some serious stuff. Gladly finished this book in such a short amount of time. But I hated it. I hated every single bit of it. And it's just really heavy. Now, I enjoyed the Netflix thing better than I enjoyed the book. But, I mean, it's graphic. It's a graphic book. But the Netflix series left out a whole bunch of stuff that I kind of thought was important to the story about Ani growing up and the experiences that she had and being the luckiest girl alive by marrying it into wealth and, you know, overcoming all of these bad things that happened in her past. But I don't know. I just wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan. So if you like the book, comment down below. The next book I read was The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I love books that, you know, have smart chicks in them. Hey, like, I loved this. I loved how it had the STEM in it. This is probably also why I loved Lessons in Chemistry, which was Barnes & Noble's book of the year, which I totally agree with. Anyway, so I loved how these two characters got together and had like a love story in a science lab. So it was, you know, it's a little unfair to women working in science or how they think that women are getting ahead. So that's a whole other like subplot here. But I enjoyed the good love story between the two characters, and it was light in some parts and funny, and I love how they had the slow burn of a relationship. You know, it was like fake dating, frenemies to lovers type thing. So it was a good book, and I can see why people like the book. And then the last books that I read, I'm going to talk about them together because they are, I guess, a 2-book series. It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. The first book, the books follow 2 sisters, Hannah and Piper. The first book is about Piper. Piper is like an influencer party girl who gets in trouble and has to, her stepdad cuts her off because, you know, she's done one thing too far and she is forced to move to a small town and reconnect with her dad through, like, her dad is dead, but they reconnect past old relationships and with the town, and like her dad owned the bar, so her and her sister Hannah decide to fix up the bar, and along the way she meets, you know, handsome sea captain, and they fall in love, and you know, it's a little bit raunchy. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed this book better than the other book. Oh, by the way, I gave The Love Hypothesis 4 stars. I'm gonna give this book like 3.5 stars. But after reading Hook, Line, and Sinker, I would rate this book better than, or even more. So like maybe a 4. But I enjoyed Piper as a character. I thought she was vibrant and just like a real people person. And I enjoyed how she coaxed people out of their shell and like got along with everyone else. And you know, she's obviously an LA girl and she's very different, but she also came in and transformed the small town. So I mean, I'm getting very analytical about a romance book, but I thought it was good. And the second book is about her sister Hannah, who decides to come back to the town to film a movie, and she is basically like fake dating to get her real love, who is like a producer or something on the film. And so she starts fake dating the sea captain. His name is Brendan, and his friend Fox in the second book. So Piper's husband or fiance, his best friend. So she's fake dating him, but then, you know, like she kind of has a thing for Fox, but Fox is all like, I'm a ladies' man. That's all I'm ever going to be. I can't give you what you're supposed to be or supposed to have. And so, like, they go through this relationship and, you know, fake dating to real dating to, you know, so it was cute. I just did not like it as much as the first book. So in total, in October, I read 12 books. It was an actual awesome reading time for me because, like, I wasn't watching any TV and I absolutely enjoyed it. So I guess I swapped my TV screen time for reading books, and it was actually a really, really good month of reading. So those are the books that I read, and that is going to be all for this video. I'm going to get back on my video grind and try to be a little bit more consistent. Thank you so much for hanging in there, sticking with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
I'll be your light.